Salve te discipuli, this is help for your Latin studies in Henle First Year Latin, exercise 107. And in this exercise, we're exploring more with verbs. And in your reading, it goes through the ending changes. OST, mustis, unt, which you may be familiar with from former memory work. And this is going to be the present tense, the first conjugation, present tense endings. As you cycle through those, you're listing down the first, second, and third person singular, OST, I, you, or he, she, it. And then you're listing down the first, second, third person plural, mus, tis, unt, we, you, all, and they. And so those endings, changing the endings on the stem of the verb, changes who and how many the verb is talking about. And those verbs the present tense verbs can then be translated in three different ways. It could be, if we take laudas, for instance, it could mean you praise directly. It could mean you are praising, showing that the action is going on presently. And it could mean you do praise, which could be used in a question. You often are going to add a helping verb when you form a question in that way. Or it could be used for emphasis, like you do praise. Or if you're going to also add or negate the verb with an adverb, you do not praise. So those are three different ways that verb form can be translated. We're also given some new vocabulary. So we've got laudo, that means praise. And notice that the vocabulary gives you that first form of the verb. It tells you which conjugation family it is first. And it also tells you that this is a transitive verb, which means that it's going to take, it's often going to take a direct object. Then we have occupo, which means seize. Opugno, which means attack or assault. Oro, which means beg or pray. And paro, which means prepare or get ready. So let's get ready to go on to the next exercise, which is exercise 107. In exercise 107, we are asked to tell what form the verbs are and then give the three English translations for each form. And so we want to look at that ending. I've got it open here also in the grammar book so we can easily see those endings, OST, mustis, unt. And then that tells us that it's plural and it's third person or it's they, and so forth. So number one is orant, and that's from our vocabulary word oro, which means beg or pray. The NT ending tells me that it's third person plural, and so it would be they pray. And then to list the different forms, we would say, here's number one, they pray. They are praying, or they do pray. All of those are in present tense. And then you would just go to the next verb. Let's go and do number 3 just to try out a different ending there. So we have occupas. Okay. In our vocabulary, occupo is seize. And so that S ending, occupas, is a second person singular. So it's talking about you, one person. You seize. Okay, so we'd write the three forms. You seize. You are seizing, you do, seize. So continue to look at each of those verbs, check out their ending, compare it to grammar rule number 160 to decide who is doing the action and how many, and then list out the three forms, the three translations that you could use with those verbs. I hope this has been a help to you. Have a great week.